away as the drama awaits. From Atlanta, Georgia, the Clippers taking on the Hawks. For the Los Angeles Clippers, a big player in their conference, holding second place in the West. No doubt their sights are set high as the year rolls on. Hawks, Clippers, only here on 2K Sports. Hello and welcome, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us on this Tuesday night edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan, along with Greg Anthony and Brett Barry, our terrific analysts, and David Aldridge is our sideline reporter. Let's take a look at the numbers for John Collins.
And the biggest takeaway when you look at his numbers is how good his three-point shooting has been the past 5 games. He's finding the open spots on the perimeter, and when he's getting good looks, boy, he is not missing.
And with pregame routines coming to an end, we're just about ready for our tip-off. First, though, let's get a report from the sideline and say hello to David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin. Trae Young said when he was growing up, he was never a big leaper or a dunker. Truth be told, he said, I wasn't even considered a top guard in my recruiting class, but I worked relentlessly and played with a chip on my shoulder. I wanted to be considered among the great players. I wanted to belong. Kevin, he certainly belongs with the Hawks right now.
Thanks, D.A. Well, fans can be impatient, Greg, especially for the fans of teams that are slow to start a season.
And Kevin, the media as well.
Right.
I played in New York, and you know, in that town, you go big or you get talked about, no doubt about it. But with the way things have evolved now, and every team is a national team because every game's televised, it's starting to happen more in some of those smaller markets as well. It's just a harsh reality of pro sports.
Here are the starters for Los Angeles. Patrick Beverley out there with Paul George. Then there's Batum. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Ibaka in at the pivot spot and in the middle. And for Atlanta, Hunter at the 3 with Collins at the 4. Young and Ritter make up the back. And it's Capella in at the 5 roaming the paint.
Kind of a ticky-tack foul there, but you have to be aware that's how the refs are going to blow the whistle tonight.
Here's Capella out left to the wing. Hunter kicks to Young. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. There he goes.
Jumping on a play like that. Wow, he was up there, Kevin. Big man John Collins seeing the court that time.
And what was once a weakness for Collins, now a strength. His defense has taken huge strides since the start of last season.
And I think a young player like John Collins learns that blocks are not just a statistic that reveal how good you can be defensively. It's about positioning. It's about communication. And John Collins wants to be more complete on that end of the floor.
A nice shot by George.
That's a really nice stroke. Paul George set up nicely. Great release. And big-time shot there.
Down low. Passes it to Herter. Here's Capella. And finally they hit one.
And you know what? He doesn't mind getting his hands dirty when it comes to really fighting on the backboard.
Not only fighting on the boards, he's converting, and not just on the putback. It's been a great start for him.
Wasted no time on that one.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from 3. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
Now, here's Collins. He had a 30-point outing the last game against Milwaukee.
Doesn't get any easier than this. Capella's work ethic is what allows him to get those done.
And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. This is his first free throw of the game. And the first one drops. Leonard hits them both.
At this point, you might as well go ahead and chalk up the points when he's at the free throw line. Pretty much automatic.
From 10 feet out, and it's sent back by George. And that one's good. Hunter.
The coaching staff loving the fact that Hunter is getting after it with the hustle. Good effort on both ends.
Batum, good.
Now their offense is rolling. A perfect start. 4 of 4 so far.
For Atlanta, they've gone 5 of 8 from the field, shooting over 62%. And there's the call on Patrick Beverley. That's foul number 2 for him. Williams is checked in for the Clippers. Here's Young. And the layup's good off the glass.
They are just killing them on the interior.
And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. And here's George for three. And again, Los Angeles with the triple.
Impressive start here. That's 5 straight makes to start the game.
The Hawks trail by 5. Here's Young from the arc. Here's Capella. And the rejection by Ibaka.
And well, he's been the NBA's leader in blocks multiple times. Ibaka just has that rare instinct for it.
And the Hawks with possession here. Young with no one around. Nailed from three-point land. Young's got 5 now.
And he found the perfect spot behind the arc there. Big gap in the deep.
Batum with the 3. Hits the three-point bomb.
Out of their last 5 makes, how about all 5 from long range?
And there's the foul. It goes on Serge Ibaka. That'll be his second foul of the game.
And the next one puts him in the bonus.
Atlanta making some changes. Gallinari comes in for John Collins. And it's Reddish in for Kevin Huerter. The Clippers also changing it up. Ivica Zubac has checked in for Serge Ibaka. And Morris subbed in for Nicholas Batum.
And you could tell Hunter knew he was open, did not hesitate to find him.
Bounce pass for Williams. From deep, George sinks the three-pointer. He's got 12.
That's a dozen straight points coming off the trip. Yeah, that one put them over the limit. And it's so early that if they're not careful, this could turn into a parade at the free throw line. And Cam Reddish, the 10th pick back in 2019 out of Duke, had a tough transition as a rookie into the NBA. Struggled just to find his rhythm.
GA, I think there were a lot of questions because at Duke, he was surrounded by stars. R.J. Barrett, Zion Williamson. He was sort of that third guy. He has all the physical tools, and he made some big-time strides in the latter half of last season, so he's coming.
They get it back. Okongwu. And the rejection by Zubac. Reddish's shot is good. 1:53 left in the first quarter of the game. Left side Jackson drills the three-pointer.
The defense a step slow, and you can see the results.
Gallinari outside. The feed to Okongwu. And Okongwu slams it in.
Gallinari at that size can do a little bit of everything, and I like to see him dishing the rock.
Kennard for 3. Good for the basket. Starting off 1-for-1 with that shot.
Yeah, that's 2 bombs in a row from long range.
Rondo passes to Okongwu. Gallinari on the wing. Uncovered. And again, it's Atlanta.
And really, Gallinari makes that one look so easy. He knew before he got the pass he was going to launch that jump shot. He did just that.
Jackson from long range. Reddish grabs the rebound. The Hawks trail by 3. And a wide open look for Rondo. Kennard with the rebound.
So weird. Sometimes when you get that much time, it can throw you off just as much as having no time.
It's good from long range. Kennard's got a couple of threes now in the first for the Clippers.
Punch, counter punch. Impressive offensive production early on.
Who's going to miss first? Every time one team scores, the other team right back at you.
Now, here's Hunter. And misses it off the right side of the rim. Rondo with the steal. And he banks in the layup.
Get to the painted area. Rondo's got great touch on the inside.
And it's Williams with the ball for Los Angeles. 4-point game. And this game, the first chance they've had to see Atlanta.
In their meetings last year, they split the season series. Happens a fair amount between teams from the East and West.
Yeah, even when it comes to matchups where it looks like one side should be the clear favorite, those brief 2-game series often end 1-1.
Paul George, he's been the guy making things happen for Los Angeles. He went on an aerial 3-point display, drilling 4 long balls in just the 1 quarter alone. Back right after this. Patrick Beverly about his throwback style.
Old school basketball, and it's fun and it's light. Fans deserve it on both sides. It's good old-fashioned basketball. It's all a part of the game. We're both trying to win, and that's what people want to see. Hard-nosed, edgy basketball.
Well, pound for pound, Greg, Beverly may be the most physical player in the league.
And he also gets in your head. It's a combination that allows him to get stops against guys as big as Kevin Durant.
And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen so far from the Clippers, guys. What are your thoughts?
Boy, their offense looks really good when everyone's in sync. Terrific first quarter.
They couldn't ask for a better one right now. Just a complete rhythm by all the guys who got some minutes. Wonderful start.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor. All fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. On the court for Atlanta. On the wings, Herder and Reddish. Gallinari is out there with Okongwu. And it's Rondo and a point guard.
Great execution in the transition game. You can count on Rondo to run the break and find a way to capitalize.
And we're about a minute into the second quarter of play. Gallinari outside. And there's the call on Patrick Beverly. That's his third foul of the game.
Yeah, looking up at the scoreboard, guys, that's his third foul, and his coach has to consider now sitting him down.
Looking at who's out there now for the Hawks. Clint Capella comes in for Reddish. Young is subbed in for Rajon Rondo. Kawhi Leonard is checked in for the Clippers. Paul George comes in for Reggie Jackson. Clippers leading by 8. Leonard, that's for 2. Off target there, that would have pushed the lead to double digits. Herder passes to Capella, and that one drops. Capella's got 8 points.
Shooters tend to be hungry, but this time Herder finds an open teammate.
And here's George for 3. And again, it's the Clippers from deep.
Three-pointers are killing them at this point, and they haven't been able to respond at the other end.
Young finds Collins. And contact off the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Serge Ibaka picks one up there.
How about that? John Collins with some footwork down low. That looked like it's been practiced in the offseason.
And so Collins nails both of them. 2 minutes now played in the second quarter. And here's George for 3. 6 for 6. He's yet to miss from the field.
And once again, the defense allowing him to get a clean look at that triple. He continues to do some big-time damage from downtown.
And now the first timeout called here for the Hawks. Without question, George is displaying his skills today.
Not sure what the defense is thinking, or if they are. They continue to let him shoot. That is bad defense.
The Hawks trail by 10.
And the versatility of Paul George's game, elite defense and rebounding, steals and deflections.
You think about Paul George moving to several teams, yet still having the impact on both ends of the floor. I think that is a telltale sign that you have an elite talent in Paul George.
Batum, good.
All these threes they're giving up have really been the driving force on this run.
And finished off by Collins.
Someone's open. Trae Young scanning, finds him.
A 3 from George. And again, it's the Clippers from deep.
Bottom line, you need shooters on your team who can space the floor.
Oh, there's no doubt he's a legitimate threat from downtown, and he's demonstrating that in this game.
Herder. No stopping him there. Jams it in as he's fouled. Chance now for a 3-point play. Serge Ibaka picks one up there. Hunter's checked in for Atlanta. Zubac is checked in for the Clippers.
And Bones, with that Clint Capella trade last year to the Hawks, a bit of a surprise to many, but the Hawks were able to land a young and talented center.
And maybe GA the perfect fit for how it is that their team is constructed around Trae Young. Capella's going to be that pick-and-roll option, can finish above the rim, and is a good defender to protect the guys on the defensive end.
The Hawks have been on target from the free throw line. They're 5 of 5 in that department.
And when you got a team percentage of about 81%, you're going to be one of the elites in this league.
Williams, he's checked in for Patrick Beverly. And here's George for three. And again, it's the Clippers from deep.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
And George with the stuff.
Paul George is aggressive. Look at his eyes right now, focused on scoring, and he sees the open pass. He is right there.
And so it's Young who brings it up for Atlanta. They trail by 16. Their next game, playing at home, as the Nets come into town. That'll be the latter half of this 2-game homestand.
And not the guy you want to send to the line. He has been automatic.
And I think for years to come, you're going to be talking about the draft that Trae Young was involved in as the picks got swapped. One franchise getting their guy, and this team finding Trae Young. And he's been a blessing for where they need to go.
The shot's good from Kennard.
Yeah, they're relying on their three-point shooting and getting pretty good results.
For Atlanta, they've gone 4 of 7 from the field in this second quarter so far. Count it. Kennard's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Give them credit. Offensively, they've been the more efficient team.
Yeah, that along with maintaining the pace of play right now, playing with tons of intensity.
But they'll get another chance. And it's sent back by Leonard.
Let this be a reminder, when you're going up for a shot, it's always important to know where Kawhi Leonard may be lurking.
For Atlanta, they have knocked down 8 of 9 free throw attempts. I'd say those numbers read pretty well. The Hawks making a switch here. Rondo's checked in. The Clippers also making some changes. Morris is checked in for Kawhi Leonard, and it's Jackson in for George. Brent, you know the Hawks believed in Trae Young on draft day. They made the trade for him and gave him a chance at Doncic.
Well, I don't look at it like that, Kevin. I look at it like Atlanta got their guy. It's not about who else was on the board. It's the fact that they could get their number 1 choice, and that was Trae Young.
Stolen by Jackson. And pushing it up, here's the Clippers. Morris with the ball.
Well, when you're given the ball as much as Lou Williams has gotten it through the years, he's experienced enough to make those kind of plays.
So it's the Hawks now. And there's the call on Lou Williams. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus. We'll go to the line to shoot 2. The Hawks have shot 10 of 11 at the line. Nice work so far for them.
Yeah, in this quarter, they've had the right approach, driving and drawing, initiating contact, create opportunities, get to the line.
2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
And Marcus Morris has raised some eyebrows in the last couple of years, just being a much more efficient scorer.
Los Angeles shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night. And last season, Marcus Morris is named one of the hottest on the trade market.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in Marcus Morris's offseason. A year ago, a lot of contenders looking to add him to the roster. Handshake deal with the Spurs, switch to the Knicks, and then eventually traded to the Clippers. So grab your musical chair and try to find a seat.
And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
And that's some physical defense against Morris, who attacks with one of his many moves. And we'll just see what he does here at the line. Yeah, nice job of drawing the contact and creating opportunities at the line.
40 seconds left in the first half of the game. There's Jackson with the 3. Rebound, Atlanta. Okongwu's now got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Here's Hunter. Count it. His second make in 4 attempts.
Now, you can't leave someone open around Rondo. He'll find them.
Williams for 3. Sinks the triple. Williams has got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Now, here's Hunter. Kennard covering. Rondo, no good. For 3, and it's Luke Kennard with the 3. Kennard's got 8 points here in this quarter.
How about the rage on that jump shot? I love seeing this guy when he's in front.
And so it's the Los Angeles Clippers holding a very comfortable 25-point lead as the quarter comes to a close. And with as many three-pointers as they bring, it's easy to see why they're on the cusp of a blowout. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Kawhi, you have grown so much offensively throughout your career. What's the focus of that end of the floor?
Just knocking down open shots, my ball handling, making good decisions off the pick and roll, and just try to limit my turnovers.
And you've done well so far, Kawhi. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter started.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings to each and every one of you watching at this very moment. I'm Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is here. Shaq is here. One half is behind us. Welcome to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. An outstanding first quarter for Paul George. He ended up with 26 points and the greatest bench scorer in NBA history. Only getting better with age,
Yeah,
Kenny.
I like that. NBA history. He's a walking bucket. Defender know what's coming. Still can't stop it. Wait, Benny Johnson. Slick Watts. But he's top of the top. I never heard of those Jamal Crawford. Never heard of those players. Those players also he's a master operator.
Yeah, he is. And it's just about time now for the third quarter to get underway.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. It's been one outstanding game from George.
Well, through the first two, he has been nothing short of a marksman from deep.
Yeah, you would hope the defense at least would start to consider creeping up on him just a little bit.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next two quarters are any different from the first two. So far, it has been a runaway. Taking a look at Los Angeles, we've got Kawhi Leonard. Marcus Morris is out there with Batum. Then it's Patrick Beverley. And it's George in at the two-guard spot.
The defense is far too slow to close out on those three-point attempts.
To the wing on the left. Hunter, no one around him. And he sinks that one in the back of the rim on the way in.
Well, the footwork for Hunter there was really solid, able to catch and shoot.
George from deep three-point land. And again, it's the Clippers from deep.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flame.
Yeah, he's the guy that you want to go to right now, trying to put this one away.
Buries the long-range jumper. Young's got 12.
You hit a three on Young, you can expect him to come right back at you.
From deep, George. And the foul called on Marcus Morris. That is his first foul of the game. Gallinari, he's checked in for Hunter. And the Clippers with the change here, too. Serge Ibaka has checked in for Marcus Morris. Young, no good.
And even without that three-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
And here's Leonard from three. Buries it from three-point range. 10 points for him.
And not wasting any time here, kicking their offense right back into gear. That's 3 of 4 from the field.
And there's the call on Patrick Beverley. That's his fourth foul of the contest. Right around a minute and a half played here in the third quarter. And out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession.
And going back to when he turned pro at just 16 years of age, Gallinari has proven to be one of the best players ever from Italy.
You think about his final year in Milano and just how highly efficient he was, first in the league's ratings overall. 6th pick going from Italy to New York City, and the fans had no idea what they were getting, but Gallinari eventually dealt in the Carmelo deal, and his career, although it's been multiple stops, has been pretty exemplary.
Capella with the bucket.
The closer Capella is, the more effective he becomes, showing off the nice touch there.
The three from George. And again for three. He's really sniping them from outside.
Locked in, feeling confident in that three-point shot.
For Atlanta, they've gone 3 of 4 so far in the third quarter from the field. Pretty good start to the half. To the paint. And finished off by Collins.
Just has a nose for the dunks. Collins up there once again.
And here's George for three. And another three for the Clippers.
Strong work for him at the offensive end, helping them to maintain that lead.
Young outside. Young is doubled. And there's the foul. It's on Nicholas Batum. That is his first foul of the game. Greg, last season was kind of a rough one, very turbulent for the NBA. The China controversy, the passing of David Stern, Kobe Bryant, and finally the COVID pandemic. Other than that, it was kind of uneventful.
Yeah, I mean, an incredibly tough year.
Wow.
You know, you just go back to March, and who would have ever thought we would go through what we went through? And you talked about all the other issues, David Stern and Kobe both passing. You know, I'm just hopeful we get a return to normality, because that sounds pretty good right about now.
It sure does.
Trae Young not afraid to make passes like that. Great vision.
Jackson has the open look. And again, it's the Clippers from deep.
It's been this way since halftime. Tremendous production from beyond the arc.
Yeah, pretty infectious right here. Guys in good spirits and percentages from downtown on the rise in the second half.
Okongwu's checked in for Atlanta. Hondo comes in for Kevin Huerter. And then for Los Angeles, Zubac is checked in for Leonard. Luke Kennard comes in for George. Lou Williams is subbed in for Patrick Beverly. Young against Jackson. Pass to Okongwu. And Okongwu snaps it in.
What elevation. He's a smaller but still determined big man. And he likes mixing it up with his impressive vert.
Shot's good by Kennard.
Love his shot selection. Good at taking quality shots. Whether he's defended or open, he knows how to knock those down.
Over to the left wing. And the wide open shot from Reddish. Tried to come right back with the three of his own, but it's no good. Fires from deep. Kennard's shot is off. And here's Young. He'll bring it up for the Atlanta Hawks. Over in the corner, Reddish. That's in, coming off the assist from Young. Young's got his 7th assist here tonight.
We know Reddish can sink it from the outside. For him, it's about staying confident with that kind of shot.
Jackson misses.
He missed that one, but I've seen him drill shots from that distance in warm-up.
Oh, no, I know he can make it, but that's warm-up. So maybe just a step too far.
And, you know, he's enjoyed the kind of day you expect in terms of shooting the basketball. He can bring them right back into this game.
Jackson gets the bucket.
And Jackson has become a reliable three-point shooter. That's a shot you got to respect.
Pass to Okongwu. Hawks passing it around. Reddish's shot is good.
That is all timing right there. Just led him perfectly.
Here's Los Angeles now. And Ibaka kicks to Williams. And the three off target.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Reddish pinballing, fighting his way through the defense, and then finding a way to score.
The Clippers shooting an absolutely astounding 80% from the field. Everything is falling. Williams gets the bucket.
He's going to punish you if you leave him open. He's more than willing to take the open three when he's got it.
That's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That's foul number 2 for him. Hunter's checked in for the Hawks. And the Clippers making a change here as well. Morris is checked in. Morris against Gallinari. Basket counts.
Gallinari gathers his rhythm. He simply rises up and nails the interior shot.
Williams inside the line. And he wheels that one in. Sinking right through off the back iron. Just 4 seconds left in the third. With 1 on the clock. That one, no good. And so it's Los Angeles, sitting pretty as the quarter comes to a close. Their lead all the way up there at 35 points. From the field, they have been outstanding, amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. We've got more in store for you right after this. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feat.
The coaches talk about it all the time, but to be able to play with that kind of feel, nice play, collaborating, improvising, and organic.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. And the call will be against Luke Kennard. That's foul number 2 for him. And so it's Atlanta with it. Okongwu is out there with Solomon Hill. Then there's Tony Snell. That's Rajon Rondo. And it's Fernando in at the 5 down low. So that's the lineup for Atlanta. A 3 from Morris. Hill pulls it in. Here's Snell, and it's Rondo in the corner. Morris looking over the floor. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. It's going to go on Onyeka Okongwu.
And of course, Marcus with a twin brother, Markieff, went to college together, played in the pros together. You'll have a hard time finding a closer pair of siblings.
And the Hawks making a change here. Goodwin's checked in. In the corner, Snell with it. Goes back up. Here's Fernando. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. First free throw is good. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. The Clippers shooting a mind-boggling 79% off the floor. Here's Mann. Frames the three-pointer. Mann's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
Pretty much not a player in the league is going to pass up a shot like that so much for the defense.
Three-pointers, Snell. Tries again, and that's 2 points on the layup.
Hard work on the offensive glass. You can see the coaching staff rise up and clap for that effort.
Here's Mann. And it's off from three-point range. Here's Goodwin. Great touch on the 16-footer. Fourth quarter now. We're about a minute and a half in. That's a 2 from Kennard. And good. And it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down. Kennard's got 19 points. And it's Goodwin with the ball for the Hawks. And the call will be against Luke Kennard. That will get him his 4th foul of the game. Patrick Beverly, he's checked in for Kennard. And so it's Atlanta with it. Goodwin with it. Snell from outside. They get it back. Fernando. And it's blocked. And as it goes out of bounds, Atlanta able to keep the ball here. And the Clippers making a change here. George is checked in. And we're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter now. Traps in the tray. Snell's got his first 3 points of the game.
Have to get out on him. He'll burn you from there repeatedly.
The 3 from George. Connects again from distance.
And this parade of threes has no end in sight. He just keeps knocking them down.
Oh, and that latest triple ties him for second for the most threes in a game. What a monster he's been from deep. Here's Snell. Good, the assist goes to Hill.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
The Clippers have gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. The 3 from George. Good, another from 3.
And of course it falls for him. That 3 pushes him into the history books.
Well, he is now tied for the most threes in a game. This is a night we will never forget. Fernando, that's good.
Any possession that ends in a shot from that range after good player and ball movement, that's a good one.
The deep three from George connects again from distance.
Unbelievable. Gets the record with a beautiful three.
A new single-game record, GA, in a night that everyone will remember for the rest of their lives.
And he takes a breather from his ongoing three-point barrage. What a game.
Doing damage, Greg, on the road. Talk about a big-time performance. Wow.
And this shooting display could be in a museum, an absolute masterpiece from deep.
Atlanta's gotten just 1 of 4 three-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth. Inside, here's Fernando. And he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish. A nice shot by George.
What a performance on the offensive end. He's making the defenders pay right now for all of the mistakes they're making.
And we've seen more attention given to how fans, Greg, interact with players during the games, whether it's verbal or even physical. Is that something the league's got to keep an eye on?
Absolutely. It's all about making sure that everyone is protected and respected. You know, this is entertainment, right? This is not do or die from a life standpoint, and we don't want to have things escalate.
There's got to be some kind of barrier there, I agree. And the Clippers making a change here. Jackson's checked in. Here's Snell, guarded by Jackson. The three from Hill. Hits it from three-point range. Hill's got himself on the board with 3 there.
Hill taking no time to get that shot off. Once it hit his hands, it was off.
George from deep three-point land. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own.
So many of the plays they're running designed to create opportunities from deep.
And I don't know how they keep doing this, but every time down, the resulting possession ends up at the three-point line and a fairly efficient shot attempt at that.
No one covering. Snell's got a couple of three-pointers now in the fourth for Atlanta.
And I like the back and forth here, showing confidence from range.
It seems like they're going to find out who can make the deepest threes. Right now, it's a shootout.
And good to see Jackson finish closer in. Not a guard who just chucks up threes. Can find the creases with that handle.
It's been all Clippers.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for Los Angeles.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win. A game that not many will soon forget. And on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And so this will now translate to 14 wins on the season. The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Paul George.
It was tough to cover all, and they didn't.
At the line for the Hawks. That free throw missing. Luke Kennard, he's checked in for Los Angeles. And he sinks the second.
Now the team's struggling to come back. He really wanted all of those free throws.
Here's Los Angeles now. Here's Mann. And again, Los Angeles with the triple.
Finishing strong. This is how you want to close things out.
Yeah, definitely putting a stamp on this one. A very, very decisive victory for the club tonight.
Here's Fernando. A good finish at the rack off the slick feet.
Look, it's always great to get into a rhythm, but do it when it matters.
Yeah, it's tough to mount a comeback like this and then fall oh so short. I'm sure that's weighing on them just a little bit.
But the truth is they've had control of this game.
Yeah, it looks like a veteran team tonight, getting out on the road, playing with assertiveness, confidence, fully in control for this one. That's just a lapse right there. No matter what, somebody has to be there and get a hand up in the shooter's face.
Kennard's shot is off. Snell, the tray, another three for Atlanta.
Yeah, once again, he's getting it rolling. His confidence is building, makes that shot almost impossible to stop.
From deep three-point range, the long-distance three is buried.
Well, you can see it's a matter of pride out there for these guys.
Not always the best scenario, but in this game, pride takes over. You score on me, I'm going to come back and score on you.
So the Clippers winning this one easily. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Kevin, thank you. Kawhi, you all turned it on down the stretch, so what was the difference?
You started to play defense and execute on the offensive end, and we finally started to knock down shots.
Well, that led to a win, man, and I appreciate your time. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Brent Berry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan, along with our 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.